Hi everyone, how are you doing? If anyone is there, maybe you could say something in the little chat box and let me know if you're there and if you would like to join me in this mindful eating experiment. Mindful eating is what we often practice as first in any mindfulness practice, in any mindfulness course, or when we learn mindfulness. Because mindful eating is exact opposite of automatic pilot. And automatic pilot is what we first usually study and learn about when we learn mindfulness. Just to become aware that we often operate more than not on automatic pilot. And automatic pilot has its place, but when we use it too much and all the time, also for things like eating, then things don't happen and work so well. For example, our digestion process doesn't really work or happen so well when we just eat automatically, because we are not focused on the food, and then actually the digestion process doesn't really start, the salivation doesn't start properly, we don't chew the food enough, and on it goes. So yeah, this is mindful eating, and I could keep on talking about mindful eating forever, but I just want to keep it short and brief here, and I can talk another time about it or create a little video about it, but let's just try it out. So because it's Easter, it's kind of fitting. I have a little chocolate Easter egg here, and yeah, my daughter was so kind to give me one. It's actually her favorite, Maltesers. So I will use that, but whatever you have, if you have a piece of chocolate, is often great and good thing to use, but maybe a raisin is often used, or a piece of fruit, or just a little piece, that would be perfect. All right, let's give it a try. Even if you don't see this live, you can try this anytime. Just make sure you have a piece of food ready. Then how it works is we use all of our senses, and we really spend quite a bit of time on focusing on this and eat it very slowly. And so it's basically like a little mini meditation with food. Okay, let's try. Let's put this piece of food, is a chocolate or whatever you're having, into your hand. And then maybe closing your eyes or keep them open. And then let's just use the sense of sight, sense of seeing, and let's just have a look at this piece of food. And the idea is that we really use beginner's mind here, and that we focus on this piece of food like we've never seen it before, like a little toddler or even an alien would see it for the very first time. Being super curious, maybe taking a deeper breath to come a bit more into the moment. What can you notice? What's the surface like? Is it shiny or not? What's the color like? What do you notice? Then closing your eyes and bringing this piece of food up to your nose and taking a few deep breaths. Smelling the aroma. Does it smell like anything? Does it remind you of something? And then bringing it back into your hands. What thoughts are going through your mind, if any? There's thoughts like, oh, I hope we will eat this soon, I can't wait. Or is it other conflicting thoughts, especially with chocolate? What are your thoughts? If it's chocolate, is there possibly even a little feeling of guilt? Just closing your eyes and noticing thoughts coming and going. What are these thoughts? Let's try and be the observer, like we're observing a movie. Are you possibly starting to notice some salivation starting in your mouth or something else? And then if it's a raisin, you can also bring it next to your ear and roll it and listen to it. Let's use the sense of hearing, maybe closing your eyes again, tuning only into the sound. Or with my Easter egg, it's a little bit of a crackling sound of this paper. We can also tune into the sound of unwrapping and what that is like. What's that sound? Just tuning into the sound if you can, nothing else. Maybe smelling it again, especially if your food was wrapped, just tuning into the smell, the aroma. And most of all, what thoughts come to mind? The anticipation, or what kind of thoughts are you having? And then when you're ready, just take the first bite. Or put it, if it's a very small piece, pop it all into your mouth. But not chewing it. Rather just let it linger in your mouth, a piece of food for now. Just closing your eyes, let the aroma develop and see how that is for you, this experience. Is it sweet? Is it bitter? Just noticing. Only focusing on your mouth at the moment and nothing else. And then chewing the food. What happens? What is it like? What's the taste like? What thoughts come to mind? Just notice and observe. Is this different than how you usually would eat? And if it's chocolate, is there a conflicted feeling or thought? What is it like to eat so slowly, taking your time? First, we just looked at it, then we smelled it, then we listened to the unwrapping, and then we slowly started to eat. What is it like to do this process so slow? To be in a present moment and to pay full attention. When you're ready, of course, swallowing, and then just sitting quiet for a moment and just going into yourself and just noticing how you are doing, how this process was for you. To eat it so slowly. It took us about 7 minutes. Sometimes can even take longer. Can really do this mindful eating in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And so maybe this was something new for you. The idea is that we slow our eating more down and more often than not. And if you remember the 3 S's, to sit down, to slow down, and to stop all distractions. These are the 3 S's of mindful eating. To sit down, to take your time instead of eating on a run, and to stopping all distractions, no book, no phone, no nothing there with you. And then also to stopping everything else and to just really be present with your meal. So maybe in the coming week, you could try that, to eat one meal very slowly and really mindfully. And when your mind wanders and goes off into all sorts of thoughts, which is normal, it's okay. The only idea then is we guide the mind back to only focus on the meal, on the taste, on the aroma, on the sight, what it looks like. And you would be surprised how pleasurable that actually is, how much more you can taste the food, and in time that will also improve your digestion. So thanks for joining me here tonight on Easter to eat a little chocolate egg mindfully or anything else. And I hope you enjoyed that, and say something in the comments if you feel like it. And I would like to hear from you how you felt this little mindful eating experiment was for you. It will be on the Facebook page live, and you can see the whole thing in your own time if you weren't able to come to tonight's session. Thank you, and have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.